Hello again, fellow gamers, and welcome back to another Pikmin video. At the time of this recording, Pikmin 4 has been out for a few days and has so far been pretty well received, which I myself am pretty happy to see. With a plethora of Pikmin memes invading Times Square, this is truly the year to be a Pikmin fan. And so, with that idea in mind, along with popular demand in the response to the last video, I decided to come up with another batch of new Pikmin types that could be incorporated into future installments of the franchise. So, with that said, let's jump right into it. First up is the Brain Pikmin, also known as the Smart Pikmin. Like their name and appearance may suggest, these Pikmin are highly intelligent. They possess skinny limbs, which don't grant them much in terms of physical prowess. However, what they lack in the strength department is compensated by their big brains. They are a lighter shade of pink, which differentiates them from the winged Pikmin. They are also slightly shorter than most Pikmin, standing just a tad bit higher than the dark Pikmin from the last video. These Pikmin are highly intuitive by nature, and survive by examining and figuring out their surroundings. To add a bit of humor, I decided to go with the stereotypical nerd aesthetic, so I gave them glasses as well. One quirky characteristic of the Brain Pikmin is that they are extremely clumsy, and will often trip and stumble when moving about. A new gameplay element introduced along with this new Pikmin type is the use of circuit boards. These circuit boards would be needed to activate gates and other technological obstacles in the game. Luckily, the Brain Pikmin, and only the Brain Pikmin, would be smart enough to piece their parts back together, allowing the player to progress through. Another new element would be the addition of jigsaw puzzles that only the Brain Pikmin can solve. The player can find puzzle pieces scattered around the map to unlock rewards, which would serve as a side activity in the game. Brain Pikmin would also be very cautious and avoid dangerous hazards like water and exploding rocks, displaying their intelligent survival instincts. Another interesting aspect would involve the randomized pellets emitted from the pellet flowers, or pellet posses. Brain Pikmin, being as calculating as they are, would wait for the right opportunity to strike them, allowing them to extract smart pellets and maximize their numbers. Along with the addition of these new Pikmin comes a new enemy, introducing the Bulbot. These new synthetic creatures are more deadly than their organic counterparts, possessing greater strength and speed. They would be formidable foes for the player character, and encountering them without proper preparation would be highly risky. However, one clever way to defeat them would be by using the Brain Pikmin. By throwing Brain Pikmin into their mouths, they would be able to deactivate them from the inside, and claim victory in what otherwise could have been a very deadly encounter. Wow, now that was pretty mind-blowing, but I hope you like the concept, and the pun. Anyway, let's move on to the next Pikmin type. Meet the Sand Pikmin. These Pikmin have bodies that are made up of sand, and will be found in the desert regions of the game. They are pretty lanky in appearance, and also possess giant hands and feet. Additionally, they also have long limbs, making them even taller than the player character themselves. They would be so far the tallest Pikmin species in the franchise. Thanks to their long limbs, they can take longer paces and walk faster than other Pikmin types. Sand Pikmin possess the same strength as Purple Pikmin, but are different in the sense that they are lighter in weight and don't have as much attack power. A new hazard that would follow along with the Sand Pikmin would be the addition of sand. Trying to cross sand would cause other Pikmin to sink and eventually drown, and would also impede movement for the player character and Ochi as well. However, the Sand Pikmin would be adept at walking on top of these obstacles without any problems. Their long arms would also allow them to carry the player character across these new barriers. Similar to ground types in Pokemon, these Pikmin would be highly allergic to water, and would disintegrate upon the slightest contact without even giving the player character a chance at saving them. In these new desert regions, there would also be a new enemy type called the Sand Spider. The Sand Spider is a natural predator of the Sand Pikmin, and would be able to shoot sand from their fangs, which would temporarily blind other Pikmin. Luckily, the Sand Pikmin would be immune to this, and would have a better chance of fighting them if the player chooses to do so. Well, that about wraps it up for the Sand Pikmin. I hope that you liked it. Now, let's move on to the final Pikmin type. I think that this next one might surprise you. Meet the Fossil Pikmin, otherwise known as the Bone Pikmin. As their name suggests, these Pikmin are devoid of flesh, and are made up of nothing but bones. How they walk and stand about is still a mystery to the biology of the Pikmin world. They are about the same height and size as other Pikmin, but their worn appearance suggests that they are remnants of a long extinct Pikmin species. Fossil Pikmin have great mobility, and are also light in weight due to their skeletal nature. During the game's story, the player character would come across them in underground barrows, initially appearing as nothing more than a pile of bones. At first, the player character would be confused as to what they are, but will quickly learn that to bring them to life, they would need to blow their whistle while facing in their direction, and this would be the only way to obtain more of them during the game. Despite their frightening appearance, the player character would quickly learn that they are in fact friendly creatures. A new enemy that would come along with Fossil Pikmin would be creatures similar to maggots. These maggots live in underground barrows and prey on other Pikmin, instantly attacking and killing anything with flesh which would impede other Pikmin from carrying on. Luckily, they would have no interest in fossil Pikmin, giving the player a chance to fight them without any repercussion. Unfortunately, fossil Pikmin would also possess a weakness, that is that they cannot stand light. If exposed for too long, these Pikmin would eventually succumb and become immobilized, limiting their use to only dark areas and night expeditions. Similar to yellow Pikmin, fossil Pikmin are also great diggers, and will be able to locate hidden treasures in underground barrels with ease, granting the player more rewards in underground explorations. And with that concludes yet another video on Pikmin. Even though this was a lot of work, it was also very fun to make. I definitely plan to make more videos on Pikmin in the future. The next video that I have been working on might be about another video game franchise, which I will reveal soon, but I hope that you'll all look forward to it. Besides all of that, I would also like to take the time to thank you all for all of the positive reception that my previous video received. It was incredibly motivating for me, and I am extremely grateful for every person who took the time to watch it. I plan to post more side content in between bigger projects like this one, as they do take time, but that is only because I want my videos to be of excellent quality and be something that everyone can enjoy. With that said, I thank you all once again for everything. For now, farewell good gamers, and I'll see you next time. Peace.